The fluorescent lights buzzed like angry hornets overhead, but I didn't hear them over the thud of my heart slamming against my ribs. Sweat stung my eyes as I dropped into another set of burpees, my quads screaming in protest, when the gym door creaked open and there he was, Ethan, my roommate, frozen in the doorway like he just walked into a crime scene. "What the hell are you doing here alone at midnight?" he whispered, his voice cracking with something between fear and fury, eyes wide as they locked onto the fresh bruise blooming purple across my jaw. I collapsed onto the mat, chest heaving, tasting copper on my tongue from where I'd bitten it during that last rep. Ethan crossed the room in 3 strides, his sneakers silent on the rubber floor, and knelt beside me, his hand hovering inches from my face like he was afraid touching me would shatter the fragile armor I'd built. We'd shared a cramped off-campus apartment for 6 months in this godforsaken college town in upstate New York. Buffalo winters biting at our heels, dreams of pro ball keeping us up at night. But in that moment, as his fingers finally brushed my cheek, I realized he wasn't just seeing the black eye. He was seeing me, all the cracks I'd hidden under layers of bravado and barbells. It started 2 weeks before that night, back when the air still carried the crisp bite of October leaves crunching underfoot on the university at Buffalo campus. I was Alex Rivera, 22, a walk-on wide receiver for the Bulls, scraping by on scholarships and side gigs flipping burgers at Anchor Bar, home of the original Buffalo Wings, if you believe the hype. Football was my religion, the field, my confessional. But confessionals don't pay rent, and mine was due. That's when Ethan Hayes crashed into my life like a blindside hit I never saw coming. We met at the housing office, a cattle call of desperate juniors fumbling through Craigslist ads for roommates who wouldn't steal your protein shakes or blast EDM at 3 a.m. Ethan was the guy in the faded Yankees cap, nursing a coffee that smelled like it had been brewed in a sock, his broad shoulders filling out a threadbare hoodie like he'd been poured into it. "You any good at keeping the fridge stocked with real food?" he'd asked, eyeing my scuffed Timberlands and the duffel bag slung over my shoulder like it held state secrets. I laughed, too loud, nerves jangling, and said, "Only if you promise not to hog the bathroom mirror for your 10-step skincare routine." He grinned, that lopsided flash of teeth that made my stomach do a weird flip, and just like that, we were signing a lease for a 2-bedroom walk-up on Main Street, overlooking the frozen Erie Canal. The apartment was a shoebox with delusions of grandeur. Peeling wallpaper in the kitchen that whispered of glory days, a fire escape that doubled as our smoking porch, though I swore off cigarettes after freshman year, and a living room couch that sagged like it remembered every bad decision its previous owners had made on it. Ethan was a psych major, pre-med track, the kind of guy who quoted Freud over frozen pizza but could deadlift twice his body weight without breaking a sweat. He'd grown up in Rochester, an hour east, son of a single mom who ran a diner and coached Little League on weekends. "Family's everything," he'd say, but there was always a shadow in his eyes when he did, like the word tasted bitter. Me? I was the transplant from Queens, dad bailing when I was 10, mom working double shifts at the hospital to keep the lights on. Football was my ticket out, scholarship dreams, NFL scouts whispering in the stands. But scouts don't care about your sob story. They want 40-yard dashes under 4.5 and hands like glue. That's why I trained like a demon, even when the team coach benched me for attitude issues. Attitude? Try refusing to throw a teammate under the bus for spiking the Gatorade cooler before a game. Loyalty's my vice, or so coach said. Our first week cohabiting was a sitcom setup. Me blasting ESPN highlights at dawn, him retaliating with podcasts on attachment theory that droned like white noise. But we clicked over the little things, the way he'd leave my favorite energy bars on the counter after a late shift, or how I'd drag him to pickup games at the rec center, teaching him to juke like he was born to it. Ethan moved like poetry on the court, all fluid grace, and I'd catch myself watching too long, heat creeping up my neck. I chalked it up to bro admiration. Denial's a hell of a drug. The gym became our neutral ground. The campus facility was a concrete bunker, smelling of rubber mats and desperation, open 24/7 for insomniacs like us. I'd hit it solo most nights, chasing endorphins to drown out the what-ifs. What if I washed out? What if mom's latest scan showed something bad? What if this itch under my skin, the one that flared when Ethan laughed at my dumb jokes, or when his knee brushed mine during movie nights, meant I was broken. That changed on a Tuesday, frost etching the windows like lace. Practice had been brutal. Coach riding me for dropped passes, the O-line whispering slurs when they thought I couldn't hear. Fairies got butterfingers today. I bolted to the gym post-shower, towel snapping my way through warm-ups, when the door swung open. Ethan, gym bag in hand, sweatpants slung low on his hips, the cap backward like a challenge. "Roomy," he drawled, dropping his bag with a thud. "Mind if I crash your pity party?" I straightened from my plank, wiping sweat from my brow. "Pity? This is precision engineering, Hayes. You wouldn't last 5 minutes." He smirked, peeling off his hoodie to reveal a tank that clung like a second skin. "Try me." What followed was the kind of serendipity you read about in those feel-good memoirs, the ones where strangers become saviors. Ethan didn't just spot me, he dissected my form like a surgeon. "Your hips are lagging on that clean and jerk," he said, hands on my waist to guide the barbell's arc. His touch was clinical at first, warm calluses against my chilled skin, but it lingered a beat too long, sending sparks up my spine. I fumbled the next rep, bar clanging to the floor, and we both laughed, breathless. Real. From there, it snowballed. Nightly sessions. Me drilling routes on the turf simulator, him timing my sprints with a stopwatch app, yelling encouragements that echoed off the mirrors. "Faster, Rivera. Pretend you're running from your ex's dad." We'd collapse afterward, chugging water from shared bottles, talking trash about Coach's mustache or the psych prof who assigned Kafka for fun. Ethan opened up in fragments, his mom's battle with MS. The way his high school boyfriend ghosted him after coming out went viral in their small town. "Felt like the whole world's eyes were on me," he admitted one night, staring at the ceiling fans whirring lazy circles. "Like I was public enemy #1. I swallowed hard, throat tight. "Screw him. You're the strongest guy I know." And I meant it. Ethan's vulnerability wasn't weakness. It was steel forged in fire. It made my own secrets feel small, the ones I'd buried deep, the crushes on locker room teammates, the prayers as a kid that God would fix me before anyone noticed. Thanksgiving break loomed like a guillotine. Mom was working, so I stayed put. Turkey TV dinners our feast. We binge-watched Friday Night Lights. Ironic, given our field woes, and Ethan got tipsy on cheap bourbon, his head lolling on my shoulder during the credits. "You ever think about it, Alex? Us against the world." His words slurred soft, breath warm against my neck. My pulse thundered. Every damn day. But I chickened out, blaming the booze, and we stumbled to bed. Separate rooms, though mine felt emptier than ever. The hook sank deeper mid-November, when the first snow dusted the quad like powdered sugar. Team morale was in the toilet. A losing streak had Coach foaming, and rumors swirled about cuts. I pushed harder, drills bleeding into delirium until that midnight session, the one where Ethan walked in on me unraveling. The bruise? Courtesy of Derek, the tank Harlan, our star lineman and resident caveman. After practice, he'd cornered me in the showers, towel whipping air inches from my junk. "Heard you're bunking with that queer psych nerd." Fitting. His laugh was gravel. I shoved back, stupid, reckless, and his fist connected before backups pulled us apart. Coach suspended him a game. Me a warning. "Keep your head down, Rivera. Talent like yours can't afford distractions." Distractions, right? Like the way Ethan's eyes darkened when I confessed over lukewarm takeout that night. His fork pausing midair. "You should have told me." "I would've." "What?" "Talked him down with Jungian archetypes." I joked, but it fell flat. He reached across the table, thumb tracing the swelling, and the room shrank to the space between us. "I'd fight for you," he said simply. "Always." That always hung like a promise, pulling me under. We didn't kiss. Not yet. But the air crackled, charged as a storm front rolling off Lake Ontario. Training evolved. His hands steadier on my form, my glances lingering on the flex of his biceps, the curve of his smile. We'd linger post-workout, stretching side by side, calves brushing, breath sinking. It was torture, exquisite and unspoken. December crept in, Finals a blizzard of caffeine and cram sessions. Ethan aced his exams. I scraped by. Footwork drills my meditation. Christmas lights twinkled on Delaware Avenue. But our apartment stayed dark. Strings of bulbs we'd half-assed hanging mocking us from the mantel. We should get a tree, Ethan mused one evening, snowflakes melting on his lashes as we trudged home from the library. With what? Our vast fortune? I teased, bumping his shoulder. Our gloved hands swung close, almost linking. He stopped under a street lamp, haloed in amber. Screw money. Traditions are for making, not buying. We scavenged a Charlie Brown pine from the lot on Elmwood, decking it with beer caps and faded ornaments from his mom's box he'd shipped down. That night, Ornaments Askew, we slow danced to Dean Martin on his ancient record player. Cheesy, yeah, but his arms around my waist felt like homecoming. This is nice, he murmured into my hair, and I nodded, afraid words would break the spell. But spells shatter. New Year's Eve, the team threw a rager at the Delta Chi House. Kegs flowing, bass thumping like a migraine. I went to blow off steam. Ethan begged off, citing a paper. Derek was there, suspended but slinking in shadows, eyes like daggers. "Roomie's not your date tonight?" he slurred, shoving a solo cup my way. I ignored him, but the seed was planted, whispers rippling. Rivera's got a fairy wingman, explains the drops. By midnight, I was 3 beers deep, confetti sticking to sweat-slick skin, when my phone buzzed. Ethan, where are you? Need you home.
Vague, urgent.
I bailed, cab ride blurring streetlights into halos. He was pacing the living room when I stumbled in, face ashen, laptop open to a Facebook feed frozen on a screenshot. Alex, it's bad. The post was from Derek's account. A blurry photo of us on the fire escape, Ethan's arms slung casual around my shoulders. Captioned Hayes and his bitch keeping it real, team bull, no fags on the field. Tagged, the whole roster. Likes piled like accusations, 50, 80, over 100. Comments a cesspool. Knew it. Cut 'em both. Psycho fag therapy session? My knees buckled. Betrayal hit like a sack from the blind side. Ethan's passed outed. My future torched. How? I choked, scrolling, each word a knife twist. Derek must have tailed us. Snuck the pic weeks ago. Ethan's voice trembled, but his eyes burned. I'm sorry. This is on me. For dragging you into my mess. Your mess. Fury boiled over. I chose this. And now coach sees this, I'm done. Scouts? Forget it. I hurled my phone at the wall, screen cracking like my resolve. Why'd you have to be? You? The words landed like blows. He flinched, color draining. Because I can't not be. And because I hoped you saw past that. Silence stretched, thick as the snow piling outside. I wanted to take it back, to pull him close, but pride walled me off. Get out, I whispered. Just go. He did, coat snatched, door clicking soft behind him. The tree lights mocked me, twinkling on empty space. Dawn broke gray, coffee bitter as regret. Texts from teammates. WTF man? You gay now? Coach's email, my office. 9 a.m. I dragged there, snow crunching under boots, stomach churning. He sat behind his desk, face carved from granite, the screenshot printed and pinned like evidence. Rivera. Explain. Couldn't. Lies tangled, Photoshop. Prank. But his eyes bored in, and truth spilled. Ethan's hand in mine that one stolen night on the escape. The way his laugh lit fuses in my chest. It's real, coach. And it's mine. He leaned back, sighing like a deflating balloon. Son, this program's built on image. Sponsors, boosters, they don't fund rainbows. You're off the roster. Effective immediately. The world tilted. No scholarship, no spring training, no NFL pipe dream. Just debt and a mom who'd cry silent tears over the phone. I nodded numb, shuffling out into the flurry. Buffalo's wind whipping salt into wounds. Ethan's stuff was gone when I got home. Half the closet bare. Fridge stocked with notes. Take care of the leftovers. Call your mom. No goodbye. I crashed on the couch, tree needles shedding like tears, replaying every touch, every almost. Weeks blurred. Job hunts at Tim Hortons, endless loops on the treadmill alone. The gym echoed hollow without his timer beeps. His one more killer. Whispers followed on campus. That's the guy who got benched for boning his roommate. I ghosted everyone, burrowing into textbooks that blurred through unshed sobs. Rock bottom hit Valentine's, appropriately maudlin. Snowstorm trapped me inside, power flickering. When the door rattled, Ethan, cheeks ruddy, bearing takeout from his mom's diner recipe, thermal bag steaming. "Truce," he said through the crack, voice muffled. I yanked it open, anger and ache colliding. "You bailed. Left me to drown." He stepped in, shedding snow like burdens. "Couldn't breathe here. Went to Rochester, talked to Mom. She said, 'Boy, love ain't a spectator sport. Fight for it.'" His eyes, red-rimmed, held mine. "I love you, Alex, mess and all. But if you want me gone." Words failed. Action didn't. I pulled him in, door slamming, our mouths crashing like waves on superior shores. Desperate, devouring, finally honest. No more drills, just us, unraveling in the dim, tree lights haloing our tangle on the rug. But romance is no fairy tale. Conflicts brew like bad coffee. Spring thawed the canal, but not the fallout. Derek's post went viral in team circles, boosters pulling strings. Coach called me back. Unofficial probation. Nail regionals, maybe reinstatement. A lifeline barbed. Ethan and I rebuilt cautious. Mornings tangled in his sheets. He'd moved back. Sublet be damned. Evenings plotting my comeback. He became my shadow coach. Psych hacks sharpening my focus. Visualize the win, not the hit. Our love was quiet fire. Notes in lunch bags, stolen kisses in the stacks, hands linked under diner tables. Yet betrayal's ghost lingered. Turns out Derek wasn't solo. Whispers from a backup QB, jealous of my speed, fed him the pick. "Wanted your spot." The kid confessed post-scandal, cut himself. Forgiveness? I tried. For Ethan's sake, he preached empathy like gospel. But scars itch. Climax crashed Memorial Day weekend. Regionals at Syracuse's dome. Air thick with turf scent. Stands a sea of blue and red. I was starter again, probation a noose. Ethan in the bleachers, Mom's scarf around his neck like armor. Game tied, fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. Fourth and long. My route the Hail Mary. Snap. Spiral wobbling. Derek's replacement blitzing wild. I streaked, leaped, fingers grazing leather. Drop. Incomplete. Overtime loomed, but coach yanked me, face thunder. Heart's not in it, Rivera. Locker room haze shouts, slam doors. I punched a stall, knuckles splitting, when Ethan burst in, banned from the family section. But rules be damned. "It's not the ball," he said, wrapping my hand in his bandana. "It's fear. Of losing me? The dream? Let it go." Outside, rain lashed, turning lots to rivers. We sat on the curb, soaked, his head on my shoulder. "What if I can't?" I admitted, voice breaking. "What if I'm not enough?" He cupped my face, rain mingling with tears. "You're everything. Win or lose, we're the team now." That humanistic spark, love as anchor, not chain, ignited something primal. Halftime pep? Nah. Soul-deep reckoning. Back on field, overtime, my snap, perfect spiral. I hauled in the game winner, crowd erupting like thunder. Post-game, scouts swarmed, cards exchanged, murmurs of combines. Coach clapped my back. "Pride's yours, son." Derek slunk away, tail between legs. Summer bloomed golden. We drove west, Mom's blessing via FaceTime. "He looks at you like you're the sun, Mijo." Road trip. Diners in Ohio, motels with neon buzz, hands intertwined over gear shifts. Ethan's med school apps loomed, John's Hopkins dream, but he vowed, "Where you go, I follow." Betrayal's echo faded, replaced by vows unspoken. In a Kansas field, fireflies dancing, we promised forever. Not rings, but rings of truth. Human, flawed, unbreakable. Years later, me in the pros, Bill's backup, Buffalo boy made good, Ethan ringside at my games, scalpel sharp in scrubs by day. Mom's scans clear, his mom's diner thriving. We bought the walk-up tree a fixture. That midnight gym walk-in. Best blindside ever. Drills perfected, hearts aligned. In America's gritty grace, we found our play. Love, unbenchable. Looking back, that game winner wasn't the climax. It was the intermission. Real drama simmers slow, like stew on a diner stove, bubbling up when you least expect. Summer 26 blurred into a montage of freedom. Me, lighter on my feet post-drop, Ethan dissecting plays over porch beers, fire escape our confessional. But under the idle, fault lines cracked, old wounds, new pressures, the kind that test if love's a sprint or marathon. First fracture, family. Mom flew up for graduation. Cap and gown amid lilac blooms on the quad. Her hug bone-crushing, eyes sharp as she sized Ethan. He's good for you, Alex. Steady. But at dinner, wings at anchor, sauce-staining lips. She cornered him. Hearts break easy in this game. You ready for the hits? Ethan met her gaze, fork steady. More than ready, Mrs. Rivera. He's worth every bruise. She softened, but doubt lingered in her calls. Mijo, pro-life's a circus. Clowns everywhere. Ethan's mom, Rita, visited next. Feisty Italian firecracker with a laugh like church bells. MSK no match for her stride. She grilled me over cannoli. You love my boy? For real? Not the fairy tale crap. With everything, I swore and meant it, but her eyes twinkled sly. Good, 'cause he don't do half measures. That night, she pulled him aside, whispers fierce. He emerged pale, hugging her tight. Later, over stargazing on the roof, he confessed. She worries. Says I'm too much like Dad. Ran when it got hard. Ghosts of abandonment, etched deep. I held him closer, vowing silently. Not me. Never. Second strain, the spotlight. My combine invite hit like lightning. Indianapolis, February. Scouts circling like vultures. Training amped. Ethan's drills now tactical warfare, incorporating his psych tricks, mindfulness apps for focus, visualization boards plastered with Bill's logos. You're not just running routes, he'd say, spotting my squats. You're claiming your story. But media sniffed blood. A local sports blog, Buffalo Breakdown, ran a puff piece. From bench to spotlight. Rivera's redemption arc buried in paragraph 5. And whispers of off-field support from roommate-turned-partner Ethan Hayes. Partner. The word leaped like a spark, igniting comments. Woke NFL? Pass. Talent wasted on agenda. I laughed it off publicly. Privately, it gnawed. They don't know us, Ethan said, tracing tattoos on my forearm. Anchors for mom. A receiver glove for dreams. But his jaw tightened during calls from Hopkins. Admissions committee saw the article. Asked about personal life distractions. Distractions. Echo of coach's warning. Screw them, I growled, pulling him onto the couch, movie forgotten. Our kisses turned fierce, reclaiming agency in tangled limbs. Passionate, not pornographic, souls sinking in the quiet afterglow. We're the story, I murmured into his neck. Not them. Yet doubt crept, insidious as fog off the lake. March brought the combine. Flights to Indy, Ethan tagging as support staff. His psych background a convenient cover. Dome air hummed electric. Beeps of stopwatches, grunts of exertion. I blazed the 40. 4.42. Vertical leap, 38 inches. Drills crisp, hands sure. Scouts nodded, clipboards scribbling gold. But post-way in, a reporter cornered me. Mic thrust like a blade. Alex, rising star. Any truth to the rumors? How's the personal life factoring into your focus? Camera lights hot, pulse roaring. Ethan hovered off frame, eyes pleading your call. I swallowed, channeling his calm. Personal life's private. But love? It's my best coach. Smirk for the lens, hand squeezing his discreetly. Headlines next day. Rivera comes out swinging. Pride on the field. Backlash tsunami. Hate mail clogging inboxes, sponsors hedging, image concerns, teammates texting side eyes. Coach called bold kid, but bold gets you buried. Even mom fretted. You didn't have to say it. Ethan, though? He glowed quiet pride, like I'd aced his final. That night, hotel balcony overlooking the White River. He uncorked cheap champagne. You owned it. Us. Toasts clinked, stars winking approval, but his hands trembled slight. Hopkins deferred me. Cultural fit issues. Rage boiled. Because of me? No. Because of them. He kissed my knuckles. We'll find another path. Draft night anchored us. April, green shoots piercing campus lawns. We hunkered in the apartment, pizza boxes fortresses, TV blaring ESPN. Ethan's med apps rerouted. SUNY upstate, closer to home. Buffalo roots, he joked, but eyes shadowed. My name flashed. 4th round. Bills. Crowd in the green room. Mom, Rita, a few bulls erupted. Ethan crushed me in a hug, whispering, knew it. Champagne sprayed. Calls flooded. Agents, endorsements. But amid cheers, a text from unknown. Congrats, Fairy. Watch your back. Derek's burner, no doubt. Summer training camp. Orchard Park, heat wave mirage shimmering fields. Rookie hazing light, sprints in pads, vet lineman barking orders. Ethan couldn't visit often. Internship at Roswell Park, but FaceTime sustained. Breathe through the burn. You're built for this. Idle shattered August, preseason opener versus Jets. I logged snaps. A catch for 10 yards, crowd chanting Reveré. But post-game, locker room buzzed wrong. Whispers, glances averted. Coach pulled me aside. Tank's back. Traded up from practice squad. Says he wants to clear the air. Derek Harlan, bulkier, meaner, eyes gleaming malice. He cornered me at film session. Water under the bridge, Rivera? Or are you still bunking with your boy toy? I stiffened. Bridge burned. Stay in your lane. He chuckled low. Lanes change. Word is boosters want traditional faces. Your little coming out stunt? Costing the program. Bluff or blade? Paranoia festered. Ethan noticed on my next call, voice clipped, energy sapped. It's nothing. Hazing crap. Liar. His screen face sharpened. Talk to me. So I did. Floodgates cracking. Fears of glass ceilings of dragging him down. What if I'm the distraction? Your dreams derailed because I couldn't keep quiet. He leaned close, pixel earnest. Love, real love, derails nothing. It reroutes to better roads. But post-call, I scrolled forums. Rivera a liability. Trade him. Hates echo chamber amplifying cracks. Betrayal brewed literal then, September by week. Ethan flew down for a weekend. Surprise duffel packed with Rita's lasagna. Airport reunion. Kiss stolen in baggage claim, world fading to us. Apartment. Ours now, lease renewed. Filled with domestic bliss. Cooking marathons. Walks along the canal path. Leaves turning crimson. But Saturday night, post-dinner haze, my phone chimed. Anonymous email. Subject your boy's secret. Attachment. Screenshots. Ethan's Grindr profile old. Dusty from high school ghosting days. Username Rochester Rookie. Bio winking discreet adventures only. Chats with strangers timestamps Prius. Innocent. Or skeleton. Heart jackhammered. I confronted him Sunday morn. Coffee cold. Screenshots thrust like evidence. What the hell, Ethan? His face crumpled, shock to sorrow in a blink. Alex, that's ancient. Before I knew what I wanted. Before you. Discreet? Sounds like hiding. Voice cracked. Old wounds ripping. Dad's vanishing act. Teammates' slurs. Am I just the upgrade? The safe bet. He reached, but I recoiled. No. God, no. I deleted it freshman year, swore off hookups after that mess. It's fake or hacked or real. Storm raged outside, mirroring mine. You preached honesty, and here you are. Profile lurking like a ghost. Tears tracked his cheeks. I can't change the past, but I can fight for now. For us. Plea hung, raw. I stormed out. Gym my refuge, pounding treadmill like it owed me. Hours blurred. Sunset bled orange when he found me, drenched in effort, collapsing against the wall. I'm sorry, he gasped, out of breath from the run. For the hurt, but not for loving you. Fierce, flawed me. We talked, really talked, till closing Matt's our confessional. The profile? A relic, scrubbed clean eons ago. Sender a troll, Derek's orbit no doubt. But the real betrayal? My doubt weaponized by fear. I almost let shadows win, I admitted, head on his shoulder. Forgive, he whispered. Already did. Embrace sealed it, sweaty, steadfast. Fall deepened, season grinding. Winds stacking, my yards climbing. Ethan's upstate acceptance letter framed on the mantle, med school beckoning fall 27. But climax loomed not on turf but in boardrooms. October, tailgate scandal, booster gala, black tie schmooze. I dragged Ethan, arm candy in slim tucks, turning heads. Toasts flowed, handshakes greased with donor dollars. But whispers slithered. A silver-haired suit, GM's ear, murmuring liability. Image. Next day, agent call, rumors of trade talks. Steelers sniffing, Pittsburgh's family values vibe. Trade, uproot from Buffalo, from Ethan, from Roots, panic clawed. Ethan grounded me. Pittsburgh's got hills. We'd hike. But his voice wavered, his program traditional, queer docs rare. Decision night, rain-lashed windows, Chinese takeout cooling. Stay or go? I asked, chopsticks idle. He set his down, eyes steel. Go where the game's good. I'll follow, residency anywhere. No. Epiphany struck, humanistic core gleaming. Game's not the dream. You are. Us. Building something real. Not chasing ghosts. Call placed. Agent stunned. You're passing Pittsburgh? For what? For home. Trade talks fizzled. Bills locked me in. Boosters grumbling but cowed by my stats. Derek? Waved mid-season. Slinking to CFL obscurity. Winter solstice, we drove to Rochester. Rita's diner aglow. Mom flown in for the surprise. Under mistletoe strung from the pass-through. On one knee with a key. Not ring, but promise. Our house, Alex. Forever field. Tears, cheers, wings all around. Human arc. From midnight bruises to hearthside vows. Drills perfected. Not in reps, but in resilience. Winter wrapped Buffalo in iron bands. Winds howling off the lake like scorned lovers. Snowdrifts barricading doors. But inside our newly claimed house, a fixer-upper craftsman on the west side, gingerbread trim begging paint, warmth bloomed defiant. Ethan's med school started with orientations in Syracuse, commutes a grind but grippable. Me? Bill's OTAs in pads, vet schooling rookies, my slot cemented as third receiver. Life stratified into rhythms. His cadaver labs, my route trees. Shared Sundays dissecting Grey's Anatomy over takeout, laughing at inaccuracies. Yet drama's no seasonal guest. It overstays, morphing guests into ghosts. First tremor, Ethan's cohort. Upstate's halls whispered. Queer kid from Buffalo. Partnered with the Bills, it boy. Hazing subtle, charts misplaced. Study groups evaporating. They're testing, he downplayed over phone. Voice tinny from dorm Wi-Fi. Proves I'm tougher. I drove up weekends, Syracuse's salt-rusted bridges a blur, bearing care packages. Protein bars laced with Rita's marinara. Notes scrawled slay the scalpel. Doc. One night, post-lecture, we escaped to Green Lakes. Icy trails crunching, loons calling eerie. Ever fear you'll crack? I asked, breath fogging. He stopped, glove tugging mine. Every day. But then I think of you, mid-leap, snagging impossible. If you can, I can. That faith? My North Star. But stars fall. Summer 27 scorched, training camp a furnace. I bulked. Lean mass for contested catches. Ethan home on break. Spotting with clinical precision. Engage the glutes more. Power from the core. Idle interrupted July 4th. Family barbecue at Rita's. Grills smoking brats. Mom's eras con pollo clashing spices. Laughter flowed, but undercurrents swirled. Rita pulling me aside. He's fading, Alex. Eyes dull. Says it's stress. But MS flare? No deeper. That night, post-fireworks fading, Ethan confessed on the porch swing. Imposter syndrome. Cro-Magnons in my class. Legacies. Me? Diner kid with a chip. You're the legacy, I countered, rocking us gentle. Mom's fighter, my anchor. Kiss sealed it, fireflies witnesses. Fall brought bills, literal and figurative. Season opener. Home versus Dolphins, Dome Electric. I torched secondaries. 87 yards. TD flipped to digs. Post-game high, but agent buzzed. Endorsement nibbles. Nike? But they want straight edge narrative. Straight edge. Code for sanitized. Pass. I snapped. Ethan, watching highlights, frowned. Don't self-sabotage. We need the cushion. Cushion for what? His loans loomed, my rookie deal modest. Tension simmered. First fight over finances, words sharp as scalpels. I'm not your meal ticket, I yelled, storming to the garage gym. He followed, apology in eyes. Never thought that. Just scared. Of failing us. Reconcile raw. Tears on the bench press, his head in lap. We're in this draft together. But betrayal's shadow lengthened. October, by week again, Ethan acing midterms. We weekend in NYC. Empire State Glow. Carriage rides in Central Park. His hand warm in mine amid tourists. Romantic escape, till brunch Sunday. Barista at Le Pain quotidian double-taking. Then snapping a pic. Us. Laughing over croissants. Oblivious. Viral by noon. Bill stars steamy city getaway with doc in training. Innocent, but tabloids twisted. Rivera ditching drills for dalliance? Hashtags trended, woke woes. Agent apoplectic. PR nightmare. Lay low. Ethan scrolling paled. This why they ghosted my residency app. Distraction again. Guilt gnawed I the lightning rod. My fault. Spotlight's a curse. No, he insisted, fierce. It's our light. Shine brighter. Yet cracks widened. November, Syracuse snowstorm stranded him. I paced empty house, TV droning losses. A game in Detroit, Lions roaring, turf slick. Saw me bench third quarter. Dropped slant, coach's hook sharp. Heads elsewhere, Rivera. Locker fury. Derek's successor. A vet corner. Sneered. Boyfriend blues. Fist clenched. Teammates pulled me back. Ethan's text post-loss. Proud anyway. Come home safe. But voice call trembled. Heard the chirps. Ignore. Can't. Admission burned. Feels like high school's rerun. His silence stretched. Then fight smarter. Or, step back. Step back. The word cleaved. You mean break? No. God, no. Just space to breathe. Fight escalated. Accusations flying. My ego, his withdrawal. You're pulling away, I accused. Fear, Alex, of losing you to this machine. Door slam echoed his exit to Rita's indefinite. House hollowed. Echoes of laughter ghosts. Training mechanical, yards dipping. Mom called. Fix it, Mijo. Love's not a fumble. Thanksgiving, solo turkey. TV turkey. Rita mediated, diner neutral ground. Pie cooling. Ethan arrived hollow-eyed. Scrubs rumpled from shift. Missed you, he whispered. Pie untouched. Missed us. Words bridged. Rebuild tentative. Therapy sessions. His wreck. Date nights enforced. December thought us. Ice skating at canalside. Mittens linked. Laughter cracking frost. Climax brewed Christmas Eve. Bill's holiday party. Glitz at the stadium club. Ethan suited sharp, arm mine proud. Toasts clinked. But GM cornered me. Scotch breath. Great season, kid. But chatter trades to quieter markets. Family man's easier sell. Family man. Erasure implied. Rage simmered. Ethan overheard. Face ashen in the powder room. They're trading you? Us? Not if I quit. I growled, tie yanking loose. Don't. His grip iron. Fight. Expose the bigotry. New Year's resolution. Public stand. Presser pre-playoffs. Mic in hand. Ethan off stage. Rumors of trades? Let me clear. I'm Bills for life. And my life includes Ethan Hayes, partner, coach, everything. Any team wanting me takes us or none. Stadium hushed. Then erupted, claps, jeers, flashes blinding. Headlines split. Rivera draws line in the turf versus queer quarterback controversy. Backlash brutal. Death threats spiking, sponsors bailing. But allies surged. Glad spotlights. Teammate vids. Rivera pride. Coach? Grudging nod. Ballsy. Now back it with wins. Playoffs dawn January 28. Wild card versus Steelers. Ironic. The family suitors. Dome fever pitch. Ethan in front row, scarf Bulls blue. Game brutal. Hits landing like judgments, my ribs cracking mid-catch. Halftime down 10. Locker dirge. Ethan slipped in. Protocol be damned. Whispering. Remember the drills. Us against the world. Second half inferno. I torched their secondary 192 yards. 2 TDs. Game sealer in OT. Crowd chant. Reaver A. Yes. Embrace on field. Cameras catching, world witnessing. Post-victory. Confetti blizzard. Agent beamed. Bills extended. 5 years. Fat bonus. And Nike, backpedaling with pride ads. But true win. Ethan's residency match. Upstate again. Cultural shift cited. Your stand. He grinned, keychain twirling. Spring bloomed equitable. House renos. Kitchen gutted. Ethan's herb garden sprouting. Mom and Rita cooed over blueprints. Toasting La Familia. Yet humanism tempers triumph. Scars remind. Derek's echo in chirps. Doubt in quiet nights. But we lean in, Therapy Tuesdays, volunteer at Pride Center, coaching youth leagues. BU unbenchable. Anniversary midnight gym revisit. Mats worn, lights buzzing same. Burpees synced, his hands steadying. Perfect form, he teases. Perfect you. Kiss lingers, promise renewed. By summer 28, our orbit stabilized me. Entrenched Bills starter after a vet's injury. Ethan, first-year resident, scrubs starched, nights blurred in our marathons. House thrummed. Mornings with coffee on the sun porch, his stethoscope dangling beside my playbook. Evenings dissecting cases over my highlight reels. Laughter bridging worlds. But equilibrium's fragile. Entropy whispers, and hours came calling in autumn's amber haze. First ripple, Ethan's burnout. Residency's crucible. 24-hour shifts. Patience please echoing sleepless. He'd stumble home at dawn, collapsing on the couch, eyes shadowed as lake-effect clouds. Saved a kid today, he'd murmur, victory's Pyrrhic, but lost 3 to flu complications. What am I doing? I'd need knots from his shoulders, murmuring, saving the world, one heartbeat at a time. But doubt etched lines around his mouth, smiles rarer than shutouts. Me? Season grind. Divisional rivals circling, pressures mounting. A concussion in week 5, world-spinning post-hit. Sideline me 2 games, helmet time mandatory. Ethan fussed. Baseline tests, ice packs, his MD voice firm. No heroics, Alex. Brain over brawn. Gratitude twisted guilty, his worry my collateral. Feel like deadweight, I confessed, pacing the PT room. You're my anchor, he countered, fingers lacing. Not weight. November chill deepened fissures. Ethan's program director, old school surgeon, mustache like coaches, summoned, performance dip, haze, personal distractions, subtext, me the gay gridiron glare. He downplayed but it festered, extra shifts volunteered, distance creeping. Our bed, once tangle of limbs, grew vast. Touches tentative, like testing thin ice. Thanksgiving redux. Families converged, tables groaning turkey and tamales. Laughter masked undercurrents. Rita eyeing Ethan's pallor. Mom squeezing my knee. Talk to him, Mijo. Post-feast walk. Leaves skittering. I broached. You're slipping away. He halted, breath clouding. Exhausted. Not from you, from proving I'm not. Less. Less. The word wounded deeper than any sack. You're everything. Let me carry some. Promise made, boundaries set, his nights off sacred, my practices shared. December thawed intimacy. Holiday lights strung, tree fat and fragrant, ornaments etched with inside jokes. Midnight burpee for our origin. Christmas morn. He gifted a custom playbook. Routes mapped to life lessons, X's and O's for us. Love you, I whispered, unwrapping. Forever, he echoed, mistletoe ceiling. New Year dawned ambitious. My Pro Bowl nod, first ever Orlando Sun a bomb. Ethan tagged, scrubs swapped for board shorts, poolside our paradise. But paradise pales. Return brought Super Bowl buzz. Bills' first deep run since '91. Media frenzy. Mike's thrusting wild card to Wonderboy narratives. Ethan shone in shadows. Pre-game rituals. His hand on my pads. Mantra murmured. Clear mind, true heart. Win versus Pats. My 100-yarder, dagger in the dome. Post-game, huddle embrace caught viral. Bill's brothers or more? Beneath romance, rot. February, Ethan's eval tanked. Director citing emotional detachment. Truth, a patient's suicide, on his watch code blue failed, grief geysering private. He confessed over midnight whiskey, held her hand as she flatlined. 22, my age when we met. What if I can't save them? Tears hot on his cheeks. Mine followed. You can't save everyone, but you save me daily. Therapy doubled. Couple sessions, his solo dives into grief work. Progress incremental. Shifts lighter, smiles returning. Spring training 29. Carolina's heat, drills demonic. I thrived, speed honed, hands velvet. But a hamstring tweak nagged. Ethan's physio I spotting. Rest or rupture. Ignored it stubborn, chasing ring. Preseason opener. Tweak tore mid-stride. Stretcher carting me off, crowd gasp echoing. MRI confirmed. Grade 2, season sidelined. Devastation crashed. Couch potato, remote my crutch, resentment bubbling. Useless, I snarled at reflections, beard unkempt. Ethan mothered fierce. Smoothies blended, rehab scheduled, his shifts cut to PT me. This is our timeout, he said, foam rolling my calf. Build stronger. But isolation bred paranoia. Texts from agents. Trade whispers. Sit-outs a red flag. Forums festered. Rivera's washed. Boyfriend babysitting. Climax fermented slow. Erupting March Madness weekend. Syracuse tourney. Us courtside for escape. Marching band blare. Beers cold. When his phone buzzed. Director email. Probationary status. Recommend leave. He blanched, screen crumpling. They think I'm unstable. After the suicide. Rage ignited. Because of me? The distraction? No. But doubt flashed, brief as lightning. Fight exploded in the car. Rain sheeting windshield. Admit it. My spotlight's torching your path. Selfish much? He fired back, tires hydroplaning. I'm fighting for us, but you're blind. Chasing glory, ignoring the toll. Swerve into rest stop, engine ticking cool. Silence suffocated. Betrayed. I whispered. Buy the game. Buy us. He reached, tentative. Never buy you, but we're fraying threads pulled too tight. Dawn broke confessional. Huddled in the accord, truth spilled. His fear, failing as healer like dad failed family. Mine. Obsolescence, ringless irrelevance. Thought love fixed everything, I admitted. It mends, he corrected. But we stitch. Resolution humanistic. Leaves taken, his sabbatical, my extended rehab. Road trip west. Badlands, Zion zigs. Motels with neon prayers. Nights under stars, stories swapped. Childhood scars, future sketches. In Yellowstone geyser steam he proposed. Not knee, but narrative. Write our ending. Together. Return renewed. Ethan's program appealed. Director yielding to peer letters. Hayes's gold. My comeback scripted. OTA's cautious, yards rebuilding. Fall 29. Season Phoenix. Week 1 TD crowd roar validation. Ethan's rotation eased. Smiles steady. But betrayal's final twist. April draft eve, my extension looming. Anonymous leak. Team docs questioning my mental fortitude. Concussion code for gay fragility. Scandal sheeted. Bill's bench brain? Rivera psyche in play. Presser circus. False flag. I declared. Ethan beside. Fortitude? It's loving loud in a quiet world. GM backpedaled. Internal witch hunt. Leaker fired. Extension signed. 4 years, bonuses tied to rings. Super Bowl trail 30. Gauntlet grueling, but we synced. His pregame zen. My post-win dedications. For Ethan, my MVP. Conference title. OT thriller. My grab ceiling. Arizona finale. Glitz and grit. Halftime show blurring. Down 14. Fourth quarter. Drive of lifetimes. Slants, screens, my slant and go untouched. Touchdown. Overtime field goal, Bills' first Lombardi. Confetti apocalypse. Ethan's leap from Stan's barrier crashing. Kiss amid chaos, World Series of us. Post-victory, parade floats Buffalo proud. Our float chariot. Speeches heartfelt, mine. To the man who perfected my drills. Heart and hustle. Ethan Hayes. Human close. Not fairy dust, but grit glued. Scars map our map. Betrayals bridged. Conflicts confessed. Rings on fingers now. Vows voiced in a West Side garden. Families toasting. Midnight gym echoes. Burpees synced. Forever form. Championship glow faded into mundane majesty. Parade confetti swept. Rings resized. But the real trophy was time. Unstructured. Hours. Spring 30. Ethan's fellowship secured. Trauma surgery. Buffalo general anchor. Me. Off-season ambassador. Youth camps coaching. Catch your dreams. House hummed fuller. Herb garden bountiful. Porch swing creaking lullabies. Yet arcs loop. Dramas dogged. First loop. Legacy pressures. Ethan's book deal nibbled. Memoir pitch. Scalpel and sidelines. A love in the trenches. Publisher's hook. Our story. Raw. Vulnerable. He hedged over drafts. Laptop glowing late. Exposes the hurts. Which makes it true. I urged, proofreading margins. But pages turned painful. His ghosting scars. My benching isolation. Fights flayed open. Heal public. Rita queried, galleys in hand. Heal us, he clarified. Release fall 31. Signing swamped. Critics mixed. Brave blueprint versus exploitative expose. Backlash nipped. Trolls dredging old profiles. Slurs slung. Ethan armored. Words don't wound like silence. Me? Endorsements ballooned. Under armor unbroken line. Glad ambassador. But a camp kid. 16. Wide-eyed cornered. How'd you know? Liking guys. Truth-telling tremor. Felt it young. Feared it longer. But love doesn't hide. Summer idol. Europe jaunt. Rome ruins. Paris patisseries. Hands free in crowds, no stares. But jet-lag confessions. Ever regret the spotlight? He asked, sane shimmering. Regret hiding? Yeah. Sane kisses sealed. Fall 31. Season sequel. Bills defending. Hype hydraulic. Preseason tweak. Ankle roll, minor but nagging. Ethan taped. Listen to your body. Ignored again. Opener versus Ravens. Hobbled. Drops mounting. Chirps revived. Ring choker? Bench exile, halftime hook. Halftime haze, trainer's tent. Ice numbing. Ethan texted, breathe. You're more than yards. Post-loss sulk. House dark. Whiskey warming regrets. He arrived midnight, shift abandoned, curling beside. Not the game, I muttered. The weight. Share it. His ear my confessor. Fears of fading irrelevance post-prime. Therapy revisited. Redefine win, Doc advised. Off-season pivot. Coaching staff whispers. Broadcast booth teases. Winter deepened resolve. Ethan's book tour rap triumphant. TEDx talk viral. Love as lifeline. Mine, charity drive, Rivera routes to resilience, camps for LGBTQ plus youth, fields free. Climax crested 32 playoffs. Divisional duel, Detroit snow globe. Slips on slicks, fumbles frozen. Down 21, crowd fleeing flurries. Locker intermission. Coach's roar, my reflection fractured. Ethan, snow-dusted in stands, messaged, one play. Overtime odyssey. Bomb to me, snow-veiled, gloves gripping glory. 45 yards, set up for chip shot win. Dome? Nah, open-air triumph, flakes confetti. Conference redux. Miami mugginess, my MVP nod. Super Bowl rematch versus Chiefs. Mahomes magic. Halftime tied, defenses dueling. Fourth quarter frenzy. Interception my gift, return to midfield. Play call. Flea flicker, reverse to me, wide open. Stride surged, end zone embraced. Game winner, dynasty dethroned. Trophy lift. Ethan's face first in the blur. Kiss salt sweat sweet. Parade redux but deeper. Floats with youth campers. Signs love wins. Off-season 33. Crossroads. My agent. LA offer. Prime time. Big bucks. Flashbulbs. Fame's siren. Ethan's fellowship ending. Chief resident bid? Or private practice piece? Stay. I pled. Canyon echoes. Go? Adventure calls. His grin adventurous. Compromise carved. Bill's bridge. 2-year pact. Partial remote for camps. Him. Practice in Buffalo. Consulting gigs flexible. Move minimal. Sublet in Silver Lake. Porch swings swapped for palm fronds. LA dazzled. Hikes in Runyon. Tacos at truck stops. But homesick hummed. First fracture, Hollywood haze. Additions for inspirational cameos. Gridiron gaze script trite. Sell out. Ethan teased. Script pages curling. Survive, I countered. But paparazzi prowled. Rivera Hayes' honeymoon hideout? Privacy pilfered. His practice bloomed, trauma wing named Hayes Haven, pro bono pulsing. Visits bridged. Flights frequent. Reunions ravenous. Betrayal brewed subtle. A producer's pitch, docuseries our playbook. Authentic, they schmoozed. Contract fine print. Exclusivity clause. Personal disclosures vetted. Signed hasty. Regret hasty. Episode 3, Ethan's confession. Edited clip from old interview. Prius hookup eluded. Sensationalized. Stars doc had wandering eye. Tabloid tinderbox. Trouble in Rivera paradise? Texts flooded. Teammates you good? Mom call me. Confrontation crackled. FaceTime fury, his face pixel fierce. You green-lit this? Missed the edit. Guilt gutted. Betrayed your trust. Flight booked. LAX to BUF. Red-eye reckoning. Airport arrival, him waiting, sign idiot welcome. Drive home silent, then spilling. Feared losing you to lights. Pushed the series to stay relevant. Relevant? You're my relevance. House haven. Couch collapse. Truths unpacked. Producer sued. Breach. Settled quiet. Series shelved. Healing holistic. Sabbatical shared. Cross-country RV. Americana absorbed. Diners and diners, prairies pondering. In Badlands again. Rings renewed. Vows 2.0. No spotlights, just us. Return rooted, LA leased out. Bills full-time. Ethan's practice partnered, queer health focus. Clinics cascading. 34 season, valedictory vibe. Yards veteran-wise, TDs teachable. Playoffs pinnacle. 3-peat chase. AFC tilt in snowy Foxborough. Blizzard bowl. Visibility void. Passes prayers. Down late. 4th and goal. Rollout right. Defender draped. Twist, throw, threaded needle to Diggs, spike. Super Bowl trilogy. Vegas lights. Bills KC redux. Halftime show Hayes. Score nodded. Overtime oracle. Coin flip hours, drive dawning. Slant to me. Mahomes underthrown, gloves glue. End zone eternity. Dynasty 3-peat. Legacy locked. Hall whispers. Camps cemented. Ethan's wings wide national model. Epilogue etched 40. Retirement roast. Stadium sold out. Speeches sincere. From midnight gym to morning afters. Ethan, you perfected me. His toast. Drills done, but dance eternal. Human coda. Grandkids on fields. Ours by choice. Adoption arcs. Mom and Rita gray grinning sidelines. Betrayals? Battle scars, stories stoking fires. That walk-in, origin myth, love's first down. In America's broad canvas, grit, grace, gridiron. We ran the route. Unapologetic, unbroken.